In this session, we will discuss about Lagrange's interpolation formula. This is another method that we can use for interpolation. Here we will consider let yx be continuous and differentiable n plus 1 times in the interval a comma b. Given the n plus 1 points such as x0, y0, x1, y1 up to xn, yn where the values of x not necessarily be equally spaced. Okay, if you see about the techniques that we can use for interpolation, Lagrange interpolation formula is another technique that we can use. And in the previous session, we have learned about Newton's polynomial for interpolation. In that situation, when you're using the Newton's polynomial, then the x values should be equally spaced. X values should be equally spaced. But when we are having the unequally spaced x values, it means that x1 may be here, then x2 may be closer to this, and x3 may be. Now you can see the values are not equally spaced. Now you can see that x4 is somewhat here. Therefore, if you consider any two consecutive values, then the space between these values may not be equal to each other. Therefore, in a situation like this, then we can apply this Lagrange's interpolation formula for the purpose of interpolating the value. The Lagrange interpolation, the formula can be written in this form, and but for the calculation, we can moderate this and we can convert this equation into this form. Therefore, in the calculation procedures, we are using this form as the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Then this Lx is the interpolation formula, and this can be obtained as sigma I goes from 0 to n yi, where it should be 1 to n, where yi, and this goes from phi, where k is equal to n and k cannot be equal to I, x minus xk divided by xi minus xk. This is the formula that we have to use, but rather than sticking into the same formula, we will try to identify what is the pattern that it is inside this formula using an example. Anyhow, this formula is used for calculation processes rather than using this complex formula. This is an example which we can discuss for the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Here it is given as the certain corresponding values of x and log x with the base 10 are given here. Then I have tabulated these values, and for the pairs are 302.4771. Likewise, we had they had given four values for the set of values, and then they are asked us to find the value for what is the value that we can obtain as log 301 for the base 10. It means that here they have given the values of x and the values for log x with the base 10. Now you can see that you are asked to find out the value for log 301 for the base 10. Therefore, you can simply say now the value of x equals 301. Using by matching these two, you can easily say value of x that you need to identify is 301. But prior to all of these, what we have to do is first of all we need to tabulate this set of values. Here I have used values of x. The first value is it is a paired the value. This is a set of values as a pair x and y values. Now the first values are always stands for the x values, and the laterally mentioned values are y values. Now you can see that the x values are tabulated in the form 300, 304, 305, and 307 are the values given for x. And if you see about the differences, the space between any two given consecutive values here, the value in between these two is 4, the value in between these two is 1, and the value in between these two, the difference in between these two is 2. Therefore, you can see that differences are not equal. Differences are 4, 1, and 2. Therefore, now what we can do is we can say that we can apply the Lagrange's interpolation formula. It is because we cannot go for the Newton polynomial since the spaces are not equal. The values of x are tabulated and then values of y are tabulated accordingly using the given ordered pair. Then the values of y have included in the table in this form. And then for the easiness of calculation, I will include another column in this table. It is the value of I. It is because if you are having the value of I in the table itself, you can easily identify the values to substitute in this equation. You can see that values of I are now starting from 1 and ending with 4 since we are having altogether 4 values. And this is the equation that we have obtained for the Lagrange's they have provided us for the Lagrange's interpolation formula. And using the Lagrange's interpolation formula, now we will try to identify or try to obtain this equation for this given set of data. And for the easiness of understanding, I have used the notations first, and then the substitutions were made at the next stage. If you see about this equation, it says that I should goes from 1 to n. Here we have altogether 4 values. Therefore, starting from 1 to 4, value of I is going on, and then yi's are the values that you can see here. Therefore, if you see about these values, this would be y1, then this would be y2. Likewise, this would be y4. These are the yi values actually we can see in this column. Then we need to identify the value for x here. Since we are still obtaining a formula, then this can be still keep as x. It is because we have to identify a formula first, or else according to this calculation, if the substitution is needed at the very beginning, then we will set value of x as 301. Even though value of x is 301, still we will use the letter as x. It is because first of all we will go through the notations only. Then values of xk will be used, and values of xi will be used. For the value of xi and xk, here you will have the values of xi, as well as you will select a subset of this as the values of xk. Therefore, xi are the values that you can see here, and among this set you will identify a subset which is named as xk. Xk is the subset which is coming from xi values. Now we will see how we can identify these xi and xk values. And when you see about this notation, this is the notation used to obtain the product. P is denoted to sigma. Normally we are using sigma to denote the summation, and P is to denote the product. Therefore, here we need to take the product for this quantity where k is going from 1 to n, but k cannot be equal to value I. It is because what will happen if the k is equal to I? In this place, you can see that the quantity is given as xi minus xk. If you set the value of k equals I, then what will you get? K equals I, then you will get this as xi, and this ends up with the value as 0. If this value becomes 0, the value in the denominator becomes 0, means then this will come to indeterminate form, or in simply we can say that the whole equation value would go to infinity. Therefore, you cannot perform the calculation. Therefore, this is the condition they are using. It means that the value of k cannot equal to I. Therefore, by sticking into all these conditions, now we will see how we can obtain the set of values. First of all, we will set value of I equals 1. In this set, you can see this is the set that I have obtained for setting I equals 1. This is the value set that I have obtained for setting I equals 1. If I equals 1, I will start from here. If I equals 1, the values that I taken for k is, if I equals 1, then values that we can take for k is, in this situation, k can be equal to 2, 3 and 4 only. You cannot take I equals k. It is because the denominator becomes 0. Then we will substitute these values accordingly. Always this value is for xi. Now you have set it, already set it this as I plus 1. Then the first value in these three places should be x1. It is because I equals 1. Then x1 minus x2. It is because the possible values of k are 2, 3 and 4. Then x1 minus x2 into x1 minus x3 and x1 minus x4. Since these are the three values we have identified for k. And then for the numerator, it is always coming under x minus xk, x minus xk. Here, x is the value that we are using in this place. It is just the log x. Then x can be keeping as it is. Then here we will use the values. Here we have used x2, x3 and x4. We have to use the same values in these three places. Therefore, it is the easiest. Therefore, what you have written in here, you have to substitute x1 in the denominator instead of x, or in the other way around. It would be quite easy. It is because first of all, you are identifying what is the value of x, what is the value of I. Then accordingly, you are obtaining the values which is suitable for k. Here the suitable values for k was 2, 3 and 4. Therefore, we have identified the denominator first. Then in the denominator, you are having these terms. Therefore, in the numerator, you have to rewrite the terms without or just replacing this x1 from x. And then this has to be multiplied with y1. Y1 is the value that you are associating in this point. Now we have finished it for I equals 1. Then we have to select the next value which is given for I. The next value given for I is equal to 2. Now you have to set value of I equals 2. Here I am setting I equals 2. If I set I equals 2, then the possible values that I can take for k would be 1, 3 and 4. The possible values that I can take is 1, 3 and 4. Therefore, if I rewrite this set of values, here now value has set to x2. Therefore, we can say it as x2 minus, the value should be 1, 3 and 4. x2 minus x1, x2 minus x3 and x2 minus x4. These are the values that I am having. Then to write the numerator, what you can do is now replace x2 from x. It is quite easy. Or else x minus xk are the values that you have identified for k. It is x minus x1 into x minus x3 into x minus x4, and the total has to be this set of values has to be now multiplied with y2. Accordingly, if you go for the third one is for I equals 3. If I set I equals 3, I can get this set of values, and we'll see what are the possible values that we can take for k where I equals 3. Here you can see that value of I is now equal to 3. Therefore, value of k is equal to 1, 2 and 4. Value of k is equal to 1, 2 and 4. Since these are the values, then you can say value of xi is 3, then xi minus xk's are x3, x1, x3, x2 and x3, x4. Therefore, in the numerator, x3 has to be now replaced by x, and then the total quantity has to be multiplied with y3, since you have set this as I equals 3 in yi. And the last term can be now obtained as by substituting I equals 4. If I substitute I equals 4 here, then we will get the possible values for k would be k equals 1, 2 and 3. K equals 1, 2 and 3. Therefore, by substituting those values in the places of k, we can obtain the quantity as x4 minus x1, x4 minus x2 and x4 minus x3. And then you can replace these x4 value with x to obtain the quantity in numerator. And then this would be y4, since you have substitute I equals 4. This is how we are using the terms once we have provided the Lagrange's interpolation formula, then this is how the terms are used in the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now they are asked us to find the value for log 10, log 301 for the base 10. Now you have to set the value of x equals 301. Therefore, now we are setting the value of x equals 301. Therefore, once you do the substitution, the appropriate substitution gives you this set of value. It means that if I take the first part as the example, x minus x2. Now x is set as 301, x2 is equal to 304. Then 301 minus 304 gives you the value as minus 3. Next value is coming from x minus x3. X is still 301, x3 is equal to 305. Therefore, you can get this value as 301 minus 305 equals minus 4. Therefore, the next one, x minus x4 means 301 minus 307 gives the value as minus 7. Then x1 minus x2, x1 minus x2. Then 3 x x1 minus x2. It is the x1 and this is the x2. 300 minus 304 value is minus 4. Then x1 minus x3. x1 minus x3. 300 minus 300 and minus 305 value is minus 5. Likewise, the substitution gives you the set of values, and here you are using the y1 value. Y1 value is obtained as 2.4771. Therefore, likewise, you can repeat the same thing for the other three terms also. Therefore, you can get the value for log 301 for base 10 is equal to 2.4786. This is how you are evaluating the values, or you are just interpolating the values using the Lagrange's interpolation formula. This is how you are evaluating the values using Lagrange's interpolation formula. And this is another example that I have included for the Lagrange's interpolation. And here they have given that this is actually the values obtained for y equals ln x. But here they are given us, if now thinking about these are just the y values. For this set of value, they are asked to model an equation. Here we have to model an equation using the Lagrange's interpolation. They are asked to use the Lagrange's interpolation. It is because now as soon as you see these three values, you may think that, okay, the values are equally spaced, therefore I can apply the Newton's polynomial. Okay, you can actually apply the Newton's polynomial, but Lagrange's interpolation polynomial can be applied for any situation, equally spaced or not equally spaced. Therefore, in whatever situation, since you can apply the Lagrange's interpolation and they are asking us to do so, we will apply the Lagrange's interpolation polynomial in here. Therefore, if it is given as y equals ln x, it is the values obtained for this values as the function value. And then here they are asked us to obtain a polynomial which satisfy for this set of values. In the previous session also, I told you that even though we are having these functions, normally using the interpolation techniques, we are trying to obtain the polynomial which suits for this set of value. Even though it is coming from this natural logarithm of x, here we are going to identify a suitable polynomial for this set of values. Therefore, obtaining the interpolation formula polynomial, then they are asked to determine the value of ln 2.7, and you are asked to obtain the error of the approximation. Here we will see how we can perform this. And if you write down this, if you identify the values in the table, now you may say that these are the values that we have that they have given for us for the values of x and y, and in these places you can say the values of I. Here you can say value of I equals 1, 2 and 3, and since they are asked to obtain the value of x equals ln 2.7, then value of x would be equal to 2.7. First of all, we will try to identify the formulation associated or formula associated with the context of this problem by substituting the values of I and k. Therefore, if I set value of I equals 1, for I equals 1, according to this, the values that we can consider for the calculation would be for I equals 1, then values of k can be taken as 2 and 3. Therefore, by using that values, we can obtain the first set of values. Then x minus, here we are setting I equals 1, therefore x1 minus x2 would be here, x1 minus x2, x3 would be here. Then x1 has to be now replaced with x, therefore x minus x2 and x minus x3 will be here. Then this has to be multiplied with y1. Then we have to move for next one. Next one is for I equals 2. If I equals 2, then values of k can be taken as 1 and 3. Therefore, the substitution gives you this set of values. Therefore, x2 minus x1 and x2 minus x3 will be here. And now to write the denominator instead of x2, you can just replace x here. And the next set of values would be just as I equals 3. If we set I equals 3, then we can say k equals 1 and 2. Therefore, substituting these values, then you can easily obtain this set of values. It means x3 minus x1, x3 minus x2, then you can just replace x3 with x to obtain the numerators, and then all these terms has to be multiplied accordingly with y1, y2 and y3 respectively. In the next one, in the first case, they are asked to obtain a polynomial. Therefore, still we are not going to substitute any value for x here since we need to identify a polynomial. Then keeping x as this, I will do the calculation. Therefore, I will first do the calculation for this part. First, I will do the calculation for this part. It will be easy since we are having some decimal places. Therefore, this calculation ends up with the answer as 2x squared minus 11x plus 50. And this quantity gives the answer as minus 4x squared plus 12x minus 24. Then this quantity ends up the answer as 2x squared minus 9x plus 10. Therefore, now you can see that the decimal values are the values given for y1, y2 and y3 respectively. Then those values are substitution in here and simply in these three places. Therefore, what you can identify is the equation is now here this is Lx, and now Lx is equals to minus 0.08164 x squared plus 0.813666 x minus 0.60761. Therefore, this is the equation that we can obtain as the polynomial which suits for this set of x and y values. Therefore, instead of using ln x, you can use this formula or this polynomial to obtain the values of y for this given set of x values. And the next thing is these polynomials may be deviate from one situation, the one set of values to another set of values. It is because now think about if you are having 3.5 here, then definitely this polynomial would be changed. Therefore, this polynomial is actually based on the values that we have observed in this set of data. Okay, in here in this example, they are in the next part they are asking us to obtain the value for ln 2.7. To obtain the value for ln 2.7, you can just substitute using this approximation technique. You can now set the value of x equals 2.7 in this equation. Therefore, you can obtain the value for L2.7. It is the value of the function where x equals 2.7. Then it just gives the value as 0.9941164. Therefore, this is actually the approximation that we have obtained. And as the last part of this question, they ask us to obtain the value, or you are asked to obtain the error for this. Therefore, what you can do is this is the approximation you have obtained. This is actually an approximation, but if you go through the exact value of ln 2.7, this would be the exact value for ln 2.7. Therefore, Since this is the exact value for ln 2.7, we can take the difference between these two values. This is the approximate value that we have obtained, and this is the exact value that we can take for this just by substituting 2.7 in the function ln. You can take this as the value, then the difference between these two ends the gives up the error as 0.0008646. Now you can see that the error is quite a low value, therefore it is better. You can use this equation instead of ln x for this set of data. This is how we are using the Lagrange's interpolation formula in a case like this. And this is all what I need to discuss for Lagrange's interpolation technique, and thank you all for participating with this session.